Top 7 Best Soundbar for Music in 2022. Through extensive research and testing, I have put together the list of options that will meet the need of different types of buyers. So whether it's price, performance, or particular use, we have got you covered. For more information, I have put links of products in the description. Make sure to check it out. Like the video, comment, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. Number 7. Sonos Beam Gen 2. If you're tight on space, the Sonos Beam Gen 2 is the best soundbar you can buy. Its compact size means it will easily slot beneath your TV. Whether you pop it on a TV stand or mount it to your wall, and a sleek design means it will look out of place with your decor. It's compact enough to work with 32-inch TV, just about. But it's a perfect fit with 40-inch TV up to 50-inch TV. It improves on the company's original Sonos Beam soundbar with virtual Dolby Atmos, HDMI Arc compatibility, and a refreshed design. While it doesn't have the up-firing tweeters necessary for true Dolby Atmos. And as a result, we found the sonic height isn't as impressive as the Sonos Arc. The Sonos Beam Gen 2 boasts a wide sound stage and an immersive audio performance. It's very detailed, impressively dynamic for switching between loud and quiet suddenly, and is just as good with music as it is with movies. Number 6. Samsung HW Q930B. Don't have space for rear speakers and don't want to spend too much money. The Samsung Q930B is a superb package for getting Dolby Atmos, sound that you can really feel without putting a big dent in your wallet. It's not too big either. We'd recommend it for TV of 48 inches and up. One of the reasons we like this soundbar so much is because it has actual up-firing drivers. That means it can deliver more convincing Atmos height than soundbars without up-firing speakers, and we found that the horizontal sound stage was nice and wide too. Add in some impressively meaty bass, and you've got the ideal home entertainment experience without having to fill your room with hardware. There are some useful tricks for new Samsung TV owners too. You can combine it with the sound optimization features of the new Q70 or higher Samsung TV, enabling you to get an even bigger and clearer sound. Number 5. Samsung HW Q930B. The Samsung HW Q930B is the high-end Dolby Atmos soundbar system from Samsung's 2022 range, and it's essentially the upgraded version of the Samsung HW Q950 above. Like the HW Q950A, it delivers 11.14 channels of audio that it directs around and above, delivered from a combination of soundbar, subwoofer, and 2 wireless rear speaker units. But it's made some refinements from the previous model. A new acoustic lens on the subwoofer diffuses the sound better around the room. The rear speakers have been redesigned to better help the precision of the up-firing drivers. There's now space-fit automatic room compensation to help maintain detail in the sound as it reflects around. And the sound has generally been tweaked and re-engineered. Number 4. Sonos Ray. Sonos impresses at the cheaper end as well as the higher end with the Ray, its smallest and least expensive soundbar. The sound is an immediate and clear upgrade for the older, cheaper TV that it's aimed at. We tested it with a mid-range Sony set from a few years ago, and the dialogue was clearer. Movie scores had more life and drama, and it even delivers a good amount of bass for impactful explosions in action movies. Compared to built-in speakers of the 32 to 50-inch TV it's aimed at, there's no competition. It's a huge improvement. Of course, it's not as strong as the larger soundbars here. It doesn't offer the expansive width and height to audio that the Sony HDG700 above does, nor is it as good with positioning sounds precisely in space. And it's simply less dynamic overall. But that's okay, because it's not made for people who are reaching for the most cinematic experience they can get. It's made for people who just want bigger and fuller movie sound with more understandable speech. And it's a full Sonos wireless speaker, so it's much better with music than most soundbars, including the Sony HDG700. Number 3. Sonos Arc. Sonos has managed to cram an entire surround sound solution into its Arc soundbar. It isn't cheap, but if you're already a fan of Sonos, then we think you're going to love the way this soundbar delivers really impressive surround sound. The Sonos Arc draws on Dolby's latest True HD and Dolby Digital Plus sound codecs to deliver the best quality lossless audio found on cutting-edge Blu-ray discs and some of the leading streaming services. It then enhances the 3D soundscape using Dolby Atmos object tracks to bounce certain sounds off the walls around you so they feel like they're coming at you from all angles. We thought the effect was pretty convincing in our tests, and while it's not as immersive as overhead speakers mounted on your ceiling, it's a lot easier to install. Number 2. Sony HDG700. We think the Sony HDG700 hits an excellent sweet spot for features, price, and the scale of its sound. It's a soundbar and wireless subwoofer combo, and the soundbar is a good size for TV of 48 inches and up. As we've come to expect from Sony, there's more to this soundbar than just stereo. As good as that is, it supports both the Dolby Atmos and DTS X Elite surround sound formats, which is not something guaranteed in even more high-end soundbars, and Sony uses its excellent sound processing and acoustic wizardry to create a real wall of sound that stretches way beyond the limits of your TV screen, but with convincing positioning and direction of specific sounds. It might not be quite as good as the Sonos, but it's definitely up there. Sony hasn't forgotten about the basics, though. The subwoofer gives it depth and bass that something like the Sonos Arc can't match on its own, and speech is really clear even in busy action soundtracks. And that's without the speech boosting mode turned on. Number 1. Samsung HW Q930B. Samsung's best flagship soundbars are great things, but its slightly less expensive models haven't always been quite so brilliant. This one bucks the trend, not least because it includes the rear speakers that previous models didn't. That makes an enormous difference to the soundstage. And with both Dolby Atmos and DTS X decoding, it delivers extremely impressive and immersive audio in movies and TV shows. The HDMI loop-through supports the HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision HDR formats, as well as 4K resolution at frame rates of up to 60 Hz. There's no support for the 4K/120 Hz or variable refresh rate. VRR features now delivered by the PS5, Xbox Series X, or high-end PC. But the same is true of almost all other current soundbars too. The soundbar also supports Q Symphony and compatible Samsung TV, intelligently pairing its speakers with those of the TV to provide a bigger soundstage. This soundbar isn't ideal for music, but it absolutely excels in home cinema. It's the most immersive sub-4-figure soundbar we've ever heard. That's quite the statement when the top-tier Q930B was so impressive. But the savings to make here will be best match for most people looking for an epic surround system with little compromise. If you're mad about movies, this is the best soundbar that won't break the bank. So guys, that's all for the top 7 best soundbar for music in 2022. The links of all products are given in the description, which are updated for the best prices. Subscribe our channel for more videos. We will meet in next video. Till then, take care, bye.